Gather round, it's Mega Podcast 2000!
Hey there, hi there. Welcome to the show's Mega Podcast 2K, the hottest pod in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm sitting here with Dana. My name is Seth. How's it going?
It is wonderful in the A. It's a good week. Got 70-degree weather outside. Can't complain. It feels good in the stew. It's another day. We got our listeners went up, so it was good.
Climbing to the top. We will do whatever it takes. We will kill if we have to. And that's on God. Little stew update. Looks like we're keeping the stew at least another year.
Yeah. Yay.
Yeah, I found a co-stew manager on Reddit. So pray for me. I don't get murdered in my sleep.
It's okay. If we didn't have the stew here, we always have a stew at my spot, so it's okay. We'll always have a stew. That's for sure.
And a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Let's go. Almost swimming pool weather.
Oh, yeah. I saw people out at mine's just getting a little bit of sun,
Yeah, just laying out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was crazy. I went to Piedmont Park. And the Beltline one is fucking insane. I mean, I get it though. It's gorgeous. But everyone, so much pale white skin. I mean, just nips out. I did it as well. I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to, get a base tan, but Jesus. It was blinding out there. Blinding. You been all right?
Yeah, I've been living, that A life, enjoying it. Good health, good wealth. Can't complain. About to release a music video this week.
You've dropped some
little clippers.
Some clips.
Cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pat Rogers. I'm still amazed by his work. So
yeah, the Youngblood was doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still dream about that camera.
That camera
honestly.
was so fire.
Sony FX30.
Yeah.
But sorry, camera, don't take it personally over there. You Panasonic from 2012, I love you. That's good. Let me think. What have I done? ChatGPT, I've been using that recently. If you ever want a resume written for you, ChatGPT. If you ever want a short romantic, fan fiction about, I don't know, Mary-Kate and Ashley, after they're 18 years old, obviously, it'll write it for you. Check that out. ChatGPT. This is not a sponsorship.
No. But if you want an official, resume within like 5 seconds, that's what I felt like I saw come up on your computer.
Yeah, I wrote
crazy.
Dana a quick resume. Not that he needs one. I just did it. And maybe we'll, do some newsletters, some ChatGPT Megapod newsletters, and it'll just be jumbled.
Watch out for the popcorn episodes, though. He gave us a good ass name.
Yeah, he already gave us some ideas.
Yeah.
Shit's fucking crazy, man. Shit is crazy. One thing I just want to talk about, I got on Tubi the other day because I wanted to watch a movie that I had never finished. I remember trying to watch this, or watching it when I was a kid, and then being terrified. Mm-hmm. And then at the very beginning, and then I rewatched it on Tubi. The movie is Jawbreaker. Mm-hmm. You ever seen it?
Yes.
Rose McGowan?
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Oh, you never seen it?
No, it's a classic.
All right, well, go ahead and talk about your classic, because I watched a classic too, so go over yours.
But it's like Mean Girls, Heathers. What's the other one? Mean Girls, Heathers. What's the one with the cult? Remember the cult one? The Craft?
Oh, yeah, that was OG.
Yeah. Well, I think Jawbreakers is before it. They're like right at the same time.
I think Jawbreakers is before.
Yeah.
Haven't we talked about Jawbreakers before? I felt like we talked about this.
I mean, I've never seen it. I think
we were talking about The Craft one time, and you had mentioned Jawbreakers, and you were like, I don't think I've ever seen it, or something like that.
I mean, The Craft is amazing. Yeah. Jawbreakers or Jawbreaker or whatever it is. I just remember as a kid, the girl in the trunk, and then her, dead eyes. And then I was like, nope, I can't do this shit. But that movie's fucking, it's funny. Rose McGowan kills it. Absolutely. And I think there might be a Patricia Arquette in there, maybe.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not sure. But it's just like quintessential 90s. And it's crazy to see the looks. Like they're wearing like the neon blues and greens and pinks with the matching glasses to the like outfits. Highly recommend it. And you can watch it on Tubi. Tubi's weird though. It's free. I think it's like Hulu owns it or Amazon owns it, but it's free. You just have to watch like hella commercials. So it's kind of like having TV, but they can curse. Like you have R-rated material. And I really just Tubi ever since the Super Bowl ad worked. Do you remember the Tubi Super Bowl ad?
Yeah.
Yeah, it got my attention. So, and one of my old coworkers apparently got his movie coming out on Tubi as well. So.
Okay.
I mean, if you're up there with Jawbreakers, what do you got?
I have, which is on HBO Max right now, is Berry Gordy's The Last Dragon, which is, if you know any of my music, kind of references a lot of lines from there.
Yeah.
And we share similar things because, his name in the movie, which is a young guy from New York City looking to find the final level of the glow. His name is Leroy. My middle name is Leroy. So let's just have some current things. I kind of grew up watching,
My late uncle's name is Leroy.
Okay, there we go.
Shout out to the legend.
You got to find, as when you're little people to look up to, in a lot of these movies when I were coming up, there were always main actors were white. Chuck Norris, John Wayne, so even in like martial arts movies. So when I saw Berry Gordy's Last Dragon and got to see like essentially an all cast black.
Yeah, it's kind of blaxploitation, but a little classier, I guess.
Yes. And so it's like based in New York City in the 80s. It came out in 1985.
He's got the Bruce Lee outfit.
Yeah, you have Show Enough. I mean, this is on HBO Max. I mean, this is like a walk away still. Like, you haven't seen this yet, like, at all. Like, you're going to thank me and the show of this mega podcast because as one review I have pulled up, it's like, it's a cult film or a cult movie, also commonly referred as a cult classic. Like, that's the best way you can describe this type of film.
Without a doubt, as a cult
classic. If I had to rank it, it's going to be a power 3 with a smash on there. It's very elaborate. It's got so many You have to agree, right? It has so many subcultures in there, right? It's just, it mashes in a lot of things.
Puerto Ricans in there?
It's got Asians, it's got Puerto Ricans. It has, of course, black culture. It has hip hop. It has like the 80s coming in at that time.
Yeah. It's kind of a melting pot of like Manhattan.
Essentially, yeah. And the outfits are just...
And it's kind of like Warriors, too, like same era.
Right.
It's a little later, but like similar energy.
It's still, it's just... And it's New York in the 85, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just vibrant. It's hitting different,
it's dangerous. Graffiti. Blondie. You got Grandmaster Flash.
Right. And it's not like, and this guy, his name's Leroy. He doesn't come from, like, he's not rich. You see where he's at in Brooklyn. It's like a very 600 square foot apartment. He owns a little dojo. His dad owns Daddy Green Pizza. So it's like real humble,
but I'm not gonna lie, my guy was an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Blood,
yeah.
And
then you had the antagonist showing up. I mean, it was your typical like flamboyant. It followed the Shaw Brothers, very outlandish. Where if you watch any old school Shaw Brothers, the bad guys are always flamboyant, hairs are always crazy. They have these crazy personalities.
It's kind of like, Shaw Brothers Chinese, Kabuki is Japanese, but it's kind of like Kabuki-ish, where it's very theatrical, over the top, heavy makeup. Yeah,
and he was, it was like a shogun, but show enough, with the football pads on the shoulders, that looked like a samurai almost, So it's just a classic. I mean, I don't even know how else to hype this up, but HBO Max has it, and if you have the subscription, I suggest you just go watch this because, you're not gonna it's an hour and 49 minutes. I suggest watching this at night with some like 2 things of popcorn.
Yeah, with the powers and shit. Yeah.
2 things of popcorn. I'm talking about like
He literally has the Bruce Lee outfit on.
Yeah. I mean, it pays homage to, like I said, you know what I mean? It's like a subculture, has everything like that. Just, you know, in black culture, Bruce Lee was an icon.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? Because Bruce Lee was fighting Japanese, and Japanese were compared to white people in their culture. And Chinese people were slaves. So, you know, he was always going against Japanese in all of his movies, you know? So it was just like...
And then you had, was it Kareem? Who was in there?
Kareem was in the Game of Death.
It was Kareem. Yeah. I mean, you even had the crossover as well. Mm-hmm. But there was some documentaries I've seen about, I forgot, I think we might have talked about it, about exploitation film and how like blaxploitation and, you know, like the Shaw Brothers type movies, you know, what is it? I'm trying to think. I can't even think right now. Not Drunken Master, but
36 Chambers, Return of the
36
Six
Chambers,
Chambers.
all
There's
that.
all those
that
come from Shaw Brothers
in the same theaters.
But then that's why I love The Last Dragon, because I grew up listening to Wu-Tang. What does Wu-Tang love? Shaw Brother movies. What do they have in their first cuts? All bunch of 36 Chambers Shaw Brother cuts. What is Last Dragon? What is he doing when he's the first cut when he's walking? He's sitting in the movie theater watching an old school Enter the Dragon Bruce Lee movie. You know what I'm saying?
Your
so it's
Wu-Tang
just
sword can't defeat
my
me.
gosh. So I know we got to get into the show, but Last Dragon is my retro movie of the week.
This is the show.
You know, but this is a throwback. 1985. You guys will love this. So check it out.
And Jawbreaker, I'm gonna give that one I'm gonna give it a 3 swipe. It's a goofy ass movie, but man, it's like a time warp, and it's sad because Rose McGowan was like a bright light, and I think she tried to call out Harvey Weinstein and got blacklisted and like ruined her career. So it's sad, but also
we all know what happened to Harvey Weinstein though.
He just got more time, right? He ain't ever getting out. May he rot in jail forever.
Seriously. He's probably sharing his cell with Sandusky.
Shoo! Is that guy alive, Sandusky?
I don't know. If he is, he's really old in prison at this point.
Okay, well, speaking of predators and creeps, Dana watched on Netflix Bikram Yogi Guru. Predator.
Which I believe you said you watched this, so this is kind of cool. We both seen this. So it's based on the filmmaker Eva Onera examines the dramatic rise and fall of a hot yoga founder, Bikram. I'm not going to say his last name, but so essentially this guy comes from India, bases his claim to fame that he's made up these 26 yoga poses, comes to the United States, becomes popular. Yoga jumps off essentially in the 90s because of this dude essentially brought the yoga craze over to America.
And he did. He
did. Yeah, he did. But essentially he's a predator. I mean, you'll find out. I'm not going to give you too much more. It's a quick docu-series. It's not even 2 series. It's 1 episode. You can knock it out really quick. It's an hour and 26 minutes. But this dude is still giving, after all the criticism you'll see in this, he is still doing seminars in Spain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at the end of the doc, it has like 2019, because all these people, of course, it's like Scientology is the people that come out.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of hard to stop something that's so big, right? Because this dude is like, people look up to this dude's work, respect him, but then you come to find out, like, he didn't come up with those moves, and like just all types of things you find out about this guy. And then it's 2019 and people still like sign up for this dude's class. He can't get charged here because he left.
Yeah.
So it's like there's so much that goes into this. It's so good. I mean, and then it gives you the 90s, like, you know what I mean? That's kind of cool too. You get to see like Los Angeles and like
in the packed studios, they're all sweating their asses off. He was always like cheery, right? Like, kind of laughing.
He's the only person that had the AC duck sitting behind him as he's sitting in this chair, and he's just like belittling, condescending asshole to like all the people in his classroom. Sometimes he's like, "Yeah, America, yeah, cheating still. That's what you guys do, That's why can't get this." Like just calling people out, you know. And then the only way you can even open a yoga school in the United States at that time was through him. So you had to go to his class, which was a seminar for like a whole year. So he had this whole hotel in California where you had to go to his class to learn his yogi, and then you could open up. So he had
man's a genius.
Right. So he trapped all these females in one room for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And he stayed in the hotel too, in the suites.
Yeah.
So it was like,
yoga is kind of a Ponzi scheme, not a pyramid scheme-ish, or what is the word? Yeah.
almost, yeah.
Well, because like if you want, because like
You have to be a yoga master in order to teach, essentially.
well, you have to put in a certain amount of
hours,
So
yeah.
it's like, okay, and a lot of people aspire to that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have all these clients coming in, and they need to get a certain amount of hours, and they like your studio, that's almost like a guaranteed, like it's guaranteed money for your business.
Yeah, this dude's like ultimate, like,
Imagine
predator.
like, a restaurant being like, you owe me 100 hours before you can, say this is really good sushi or
Right.
not. You know what I mean? Or to open your own, so it's like you just get guaranteed money.
But if you found out someone was a con artist, why would you still keep going?
Because people want to believe what they want to believe, especially when it fucks up their lifestyle. So it's like, okay, I love this. I know he does. I've heard he does it to that person, but he treats me right.
But the
And-
District of LA fucked up because they could have charged him.
Well, I mean, the District of LA also probably, Rodney King.
If
and
you even hear one of the episodes,
these
like
other-
all
you
these
know.
cars, he goes on stand. He's like, because he goes to court, and he's one of those guys. He's so narcissistic that he thinks he can talk his way
Yeah,
out of anything.
yeah.
In this one instance, he goes and talks about all these cars and how like he
Yeah.
has all of it. And he's like, yeah, the governor is like. The governor. So what did the governor tell you? So yeah, if I buy all these cars, I can, whatever.
Yeah.
So he pretty much sells out like the governor because he says, if you buy all these cars, you have to donate to open up a school of automobiles, like an automobile for, I forgot what car he had, like Rolls Royce for children, and he just made it up on stand. And
Yeah.
then like the judge was like,
Yeah. You're a moron.
yeah, like you just, so he fled. So like
Your powers don't work.
it's just crazy because this dude fled, and so you see like they like have a clip where this dude's trying to serve him. You've been served, like, and he's like not accepting the notice and stuff,
Yeah.
and he's like, has like these bodyguards. He's in like Spain or some shit like that.
Oh, shit.
Because he has lawsuits.
Yeah, but yeah.
You know what I mean? So like for rape and shit. So this
Oh,
dude,
really?
yeah.
I can't. It's been a while.
Yeah, this is it's a really like it's insightful, of course, because I didn't know about this guy.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I mean, he was pretty much started yoga in the States. You know
Well,
what I mean?
and
Like,
hot yoga.
yeah.
And now hot yoga seems to be everywhere. I mean,
Even retired athletes are doing yoga.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not hating against it, but 96% on Rotten Tomato,
Oh, yoga's great.
6.7 on IMDb, 68% on Metacritic, so it's got good ratings.
What are
I'm
you
gonna give
giving
it. I'm gonna give it a 3 swiper because I was like, whoa.
Bikram.
Some of the stuff this dude did, it was like had people massaging his hands and feet all the time. Just females just sitting there, just constantly massaging him. Like this dude was on like some. I don't even know, man.
That's the thing is like power,
I don't even know.
power scares me. Like right now, everybody loves Pedro Pascal as they should.
He's all over the place
Look,
right now. I told you he's the new Harrison Ford.
Oh, he is, or Burt Reynolds or something.
Yeah,
like,
whatever.
He's just killing it. But I get worried because I'm like, is he gonna get ruined? You know what I mean?
Gonna have something come out at him or something like.
Well, it's just like we really shouldn't idolize any of these people.
I mean, I don't idolize him, but he's a good actor. So it's like
100%.
feed him while he's hot. Like they do
Yeah.
this to everybody. Brad Pitt was hot at one point, feed him. Edward Norton hot at one point, feed him. Like
Yeah.
you just get these roles where you're just like, these dudes are hot. Idris Elba, give him roles, feed him. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
are they all going to be hitting? No. Like Adam Driver's at that point right now where he's just give me everything, right?
Well, he's
like
got
give it to
this
me, give it to me, give it
dinosaur
to me.
movie
Yeah.
coming out.
Oh, that looked fire.
It looks
but I'm
horrible.
like, I think it's be a better version of what Will Smith and his son tried to
After
do.
Earth.
That's why I think it's going to be a better version of that.
So this
why
is-
why do you think it's going to be better graphics? You already know it's going to be better. I think Adam Driver's already at his point in his career is a better actor than where Will Smith was at when he did that film.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
So
yes.
can we at least agree that it's going to be better on those fronts right there?
Okay, but here's the thing. I'm 100% watching this Adam Driver dinosaur movie. I'm not going to go see it in theaters. But will I watch it as soon as I can stream it?
Yeah.
Of course.
Right.
Like first day.
We'll do too. Yeah.
But it looks absurd, And I think it's supposed to be bad. Like they've been struggling.
I like
with the
action,
marketing.
so for me, I'm probably be a little subjective to it. So I probably can't give a fair because I like action. So
Me too.
And then the fact that Adam Driver, I know we're talking about Pedro Pascal, but I'm like, damn, Adam Driver's hitting too. He's like, what you want, Gucci? What you want me over here in this? And White Noise? What you want me to do this? Like he's like,
yeah. He's doing
what
the
do you
new
want?
Francis Ford Coppola. That's of course the director of The Godfather. He's doing his new movie. He's going to star in. No, he's great. Marriage Story. He's a badass. He's one of our top guys.
Yeah.
But Pedro is killing it. It's just when like Bikram. Anytime you see these people of power,
Something comes out.
yeah. I mean, even the latest episode of The Last of Us, similar type individual is involved. So it just always, with great power comes great creepiness. So it is what it is. Shoo! Next up, I got something for you. HBO Max House Party. House Party. Oh my God. What a piece of shit.
And on this note, why do you keep watching trash? Like I went by the Ghost every time I hit Netflix. I'm like, Seth, watch this. What made him watch this?
I don't know.
What even gave him to click it and be like, you know what? I'm gonna watch this today because there's nothing about that in the preview that makes you want to watch that. It's horrible.
Oh yeah.
It's horrible. Like nothing.
Well, yeah.
Why did you do it?
Because
and then
the
you clicked on
original.
House Party. No.
Well,
You already knew it was trash. It's like, why would I watch reruns of the new remake of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, no.
It's horrible, right? Like, I'm going to go watch remakes of a new Saved by the Bell. I'm not. It's horrible.
or like what's the one? White Man Can't Jump.
Yeah, like what? No.
Yeah.
I'll
You said you're gonna watch White Man
Well,
Can't
when
Jump
that-
to
when that-
ridicule it.
Well, to ridicule when that comes up, but the Ghost, why? That wasn't even worth ridiculing because that was a PG movie. It didn't even have like a 13 on it. It was straight up made for kids.
I don't care. Well, because Anthony Mackie was in it and David Harbour or whatever his name is. So I don't know.
I was always, every time I look at it, I'm like, Seth, watch this.
Well, I also think about the listeners, and I think that the listeners might accidentally click these things, and I'm trying to help them out by being the filter.
Okay,
I want
okay.
them to
Good way to
save
talk
their
yourself.
time.
Good way to talk yourself out of
I
that
want
one.
them to have, like their precious free time. I want them to spend it on quality.
All right, we'll get
You
back
know?
to the freaking house
So
party.
anyway, House Party. Okay, first off, Kid and Play were like a comic duo, you know? They decided to just get these two random guys, okay? One, neither of them are funny at all. Like, not funny at all. Also, the script was like not funny. Two, there's like one of the guys, he's like the handsome guy. He's like the schemer. He's like, to me, the culture of today can be so like cringy. And maybe I'm getting old, or maybe it's just getting dumber. But the culture can be so dumb. Like this guy, they throw events. And they happen to be cleaning houses. That's what their day job. Their day job is to clean houses. They're cleaning LeBron James's house, and then they're like, get the bright idea because they see the 23 and they see the rings. They're like, let's throw a house party here. But their whole purpose is like so lame. Their purpose is literally to be like an Instagram influencer. Like that is like. One of their goals.
That is that's this generation though. So you're right.
I know, but it's just like it's so shallow
Yeah.
and like fucking whack, Because to me, the
Hello?
purpose. No, but here's the thing though. The purpose of what's the purpose of a house party?
When I think of house party movies, I'm thinking of Project X. Fucking thing has got to be crazy,
But what
lit,
exactly?
like out of control.
Great example.
Yeah.
Great example. No, but what is the purpose of a house party though? You know what I mean? When you would go to a house party, what is the purpose?
To get fucking fucked up.
And enjoy
Enjoy
yourself.
it, like
Yes.
it's like one of the points of going to a house party is that you're probably not supposed to be in this house either
Yes,
or.
there's a little bit of
He has
danger.
a little bit of
Cops
danger.
might
You know
show
what I
up.
mean? Like a lot of people in one house. This is
Right.
yeah.
But it's like this is like the purpose is that they like can become like mega event planners. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, bro, like that is the
Yeah,
worst
I'm not feeling that at all.
drive
You're
for
doing a good job
motivation
of
for a
descriptive
character.
job of not making me want to see this.
Yeah. And they're
then you
not
got-
funny. They're douchebags. They wear these awful suits that are like made out of LeBron James like draft day suit. Like there's all these like just really old hacky jokes.
And then Kid Cudi. He was in Jexy
Okay,
too.
and then Kid Cudi,
He was in Jexy.
he was in Jexy.
We just had this little whole review about having stars in.
Yeah. Well, this movie's full of it because they have Kalani, they have fucking Drewski, who I don't think. Okay, Drewski's funny. You know Drewski, right? You know Drewski? He's like a modern day like Instagram comedian.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
really good at roasting people. He's actually doing. I follow him.
Okay.
You know,
Andrew Santino, which I just watched his hamburger comedy.
He's
which
not
was-
even that funny in
yeah.
it. I mean, he plays like the white guy, you know, like, oh, classic white guy, haha. Terrible. But Drewski is like funny when it comes to like roasting people on the spot. But when it comes to like him being in movies or him doing stand up, he's awful. Like he really is bad. It's kind of like Ice Spice, the rapper Ice Spice. It's like she pretty much got paid to have a hit, and she paid to have a hit. She's probably an industry plug, and then you see her perform, and you're like, you're trash. You know what I mean? Like you haven't put in the real work to be a performer. So anyway, just all around bad. Kid Cudi's in it for way too long. He's not funny. They try to make him funny. They keep hamming up the same joke about Kid Cudi that everybody hams up, that he's this mysterious guy, almost like they're trying to make him like Lakeith Stanfield in Atlanta.
Okay.
It's just like, bro, I mean, you compare him, there's no comparison. Like Lakeith is like goated at being the weird guy.
Yeah, he's so good at that role.
And Cudi can't act.
Yeah.
And it's lame. LeBron, of course, shows up in it. They play a one-on-one. It's horrible. My favorite part, though, Juvenile is in it.
Bill Bellamy.
Bill Bellamy, who's that?
Stop. Did you really say who Bill?
Let me look. I don't know who that is. I probably do, but I don't.
Shut the
Fuck out.
Yo, dude. Bill Bellamy. Just think of the name. Bill Bellamy.
It sounds very familiar. Can I just see it?
No.
I can't. I'm gonna look it up on my damn phone then. This is great podcasting, by the way.
No, this is I guess it's great, but I'm like you know who he is? He's like a whole generation
Oh,
of now. You should know who he is. He was a big part of the fucking 90s MTV. I mean, what did you mean?
Oh, he was 90s MTV. To me, he's in like those like
Players Club. I mean,
like
he was a host for
romances and
MTV
things.
TRL like
Was he?
Carson. Yes, he worked for MTV for like years, bruh. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
No, you should feel sorry. Come on, man. Bill Bellamy. He's an OG in this game. Don't ever disrespect Bill Bellamy like that.
Yo, Bill Bellamy. My bad, yo.
Dang.
I am so sorry.
It's just crazy, man.
No, I'm so sorry, Bill Bellamy.
That's crazy, man. I thought you knew who he was, man.
Yeah, that guy is in it briefly.
Shout out to my guy, George Lind Board Jr. He was also in that chess movie I reviewed. It was one of the kids that were like, remember I watched that John Leguizamo movie where it was like took the 4 kids that could play chess.
Let me see.
He's in I guess the movie House Party. He was in that movie I reviewed last week. I don't know. He's in there somewhere. Probably.
Yeah, I don't.
There's so many.
I
It seems like
mean,
there's so many people in this
there's like 100 cameos, and like none of them are funny. Like Lil Wayne's in it, and like Odell Beckham Jr. at one point falls through the floor. He literally He's trying to party, and his agent's like, "Please, Odell, don't party." It's like every Twitter joke ever. Like, "Please, Odell, don't party." And he's like, "We can't have you be injured again," or whatever. And
28% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, and but Odell then just all of a sudden falls through the floor. Mm-hmm. And the CGI looks terrible. And then Lil Wayne walks by and he looks and he goes, "No, I know he did." It's like, come on, bro. And then Lil Wayne, it was just,
Yeah, I don't.
it was probably a lot of fun to make,
Yeah.
but awful. I mean, this
hasn't got
this
good
is
ratings at all.
obviously
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
say next.
Yeah.
Next.
my thing is we are wasting so much creative. This doesn't matter. Intellectual property. This one doesn't matter. But like White Man Can't Jump, that's gonna be terrible. We're just wasting so much intellect, like just because every time you do something bad like this one really doesn't matter. But other ones, it's like you gotta wait at least like 5 to 10 years before you can try it again. You know what I mean?
Stephen Glover.
You're blowing your
Screenplay.
load. Wait, who?
Stephen Glover.
Who's that?
I guess he's related to Donald Glover. He's in that pictures next. I don't know. I'm just saying he's got pictures next to him. He wrote the screenplay for House Party.
I think that is Donald Glover's brother.
So
Well, that's why we don't know who he is. Moving on.
yeah, he got something for. He's a producer on Atlanta. So
He's a screenwriter for
Yeah.
a feature film.
yeah,
That's great.
yeah. No, yeah, I agree with
like-
you. This one's horrible. So I agree. Yeah.
But he's also not Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Like Donald Glover's like critically acclaimed writer,
Right,
songwriter, actor,
Right.
blah blah blah. Simba. Anyway, moving on. Another interesting thing full of hacky jokes. Chris Rock.
Chris, what? Now
Chris
now
Lock.
that's
Chris Lock.
yeah, that's
God damn it. Chris Rock live.
oh yeah.
Chris Rock live.
Chris Lock, like he's got locks in his
Do you know
hair.
where he was? You know where he was? Where that was? Where they filmed it?
Atlanta, baby.
Live from Atlanta.
I like this. I like the set too.
It's Chris Rock.
Usually they don't have cool comedians like sets like that.
I'm pretty sure it was a Fox Theater then.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah. So
yeah.
that's kind of like our premiere, spot.
I used to work right next to that at the bar, Publix, right.
Oh, really? Okay. Public House? That was called?
Like no, it's just called Publix.
Publix?
Yeah, it's like really right on the corner. Then you go
Yeah.
like, right there, and Fox Theaters is right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody going before the show, before Lion King or the Book of Mormon.
Yep.
Anyway, what did you think? I did not. I watched the whole thing because there was one reason why. Because everybody was waiting for the Will Smith address. But I felt like this was an old guy
Actually,
complaining about the youth.
I definitely got the sense of where Dave Chappelle got his stuff from because you just his charismatic energy, how like, and you're like, damn, Dave Chappelle, this is, which is paying homage.
Sweatpants.
Yeah, you just can tell. You're like, man, he was a student of Chris Rock. You could totally tell he was a student of Chris Rock.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
because you haven't seen Chris Rock in so long. Then when you see him, you're like, that
Yeah.
reminds me of
Yeah.
like, man, Dave Chappelle delivers his jokes similar the same way.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I still, I have my issues with Chappelle, but I still think Chappelle's like, one of the GOATs. And the thing about Chappelle is lately he has been a little off, but I mean, I still think Chappelle is still funnier than Chris Rock. Now, Chris Rock has
doubt,
some
yeah.
legendary jokes,
Yeah.
from back in the day. But to me, I think the lifestyle Chris Rock lives today
He
is not
caters
fun.
yeah, because if you look at the crowd and see who is out there, it's like
Older
African
African-American couples.
Most of them are out in bowl too. I was like, there's a lot of bowl heads out here. But it's like, you see how many? It was packed, and I think his comedy I was telling him is he does comedy for wealthy people. That's what I like to say. You know what I'm saying?
100%,
Like, it's not the same jokes that he's throwing. Like, you can get some of them, but they're not made for like people with a certain degree of money. I feel like he throws some down to earth jokes, but then some of them are like, these are rich celebrity jokes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, so wait, I got an example, and I see where he's going with it. I think his intentions are good when he's bragging about his daughter, because it's like, he says that his mom had to go to a vet to get like teeth pulled, like a veterinarian, which is fucked up. And now his daughter like takes ballet lessons in Paris or something like that. And it's like, I get that, and that is awesome. But at the same time,
It's like, I don't care.
it's like, well, it's like you went from one end of the spectrum to the other. But there's so many people, like, you're lucky, you know what I mean, and blessed, and you are talented. But it's like, how is that relatable to anyone?
Like
you know?
the Elon Musk thing too. I was like,
Yeah.
this is kind of like,
It's just he just came off as really unrelatable, out of touch. Just everybody wants attention. He like a lot of he
smash
made a
the
couple
Kardashians.
jokes.
Everybody does the Kardashians. I feel like that's easy to go to.
So
like you're like
easy. Like not.
It's not even hard anymore.
Like we all know that.
Yeah, we know Kardashians love black dudes. Like we know that. Like it's okay. Like past that.
But when he's talking about Robert Kardashian, Rob Senior,
and all
the
that.
lawyer, and OJ, it's like it was so projected.
Yeah.
I know where this joke is going. That's one thing about Chappelle that I love.
You don't know where he's going with
exactly.
this shit.
There's always a hook. Sometimes it doesn't work, but like he always tends to like turn it. You know what I mean? But this was just bad. And then it was live. I didn't put that together exactly. I kind of thought so because it said live at the bottom. But I watched it like yesterday, which was not when it came out. But the Will Smith stuff at the end. Honestly, you sound like a punk to me because it's like you were exploiting something that happened to you that was like really embarrassing as like the whole like climax of your comedy set. You know what I mean? Like that's why everybody was there to see it. And then you fuck up the joke.
Yes, it could have been.
And it's
good.
crazy. Like he literally I do want people to watch this because you can literally see a comic not exactly at the top of his game, but like, a professional comedian, Chris Rock, literally fuck up the punchline of the biggest joke of the night, which was like he instead of saying concussion, he said emancipation. And then he tried to recover it, and you're like, no.
I mean, the first half hour was lame of jokes. Tired. Abortion, like that was.
Yeah. Well, Bill Burr's done that exact fucking joke.
This is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, because you're rich and you probably had a bunch of abortions and you're making fun of the fact that you could afford to have them. And another rich person joke. I don't know. It's like, is that cool to be talking about? I mean, it's not so much that it's not funny. I didn't think it was like, not like it was rude and I couldn't handle it. Oh, uncensored. It was like, I didn't think that was funny.
Also, like, when he's talking about the 25-year-old, like dating a 25-year-old girl versus a 50, it's like, that is, like, we know that joke, dude.
Yeah.
I've heard
that.
Like,
we know you're rich and you most likely going to be dating younger girls because that's what's rich. Robert Kraft, anybody that has money, they like to date people.
Really, you just sound like a piece of shit. Like, but it's not funny. To me, being self-deprecating is like a key to being a good comic, but you still have to be funny. Yeah. Like, you can't like talk about how bad of a person you are, but it's got to be funny. You got to recover it,
And then he went into like the trans with the dad being. I'm like, so look, you're trying to step in the same realm with Davis, right? You're trying to say I like trans. Like, but thing about Dave, he just was like, this is what I'm gonna say, and I don't give a fuck, right? Yeah. Chris Rock was trying to like integrate, like put himself in there, like I'm trying to, let me get in this fight with Dave, but it's like no,
it was real dad.
It's
jokey
like
take
it's like
it. Terrible.
Yeah,
man.
it's like Dave did a whole thing about it. He's like, he did a whole car skit that was well thought out, well planned, and it was funny when he delivered it. It was like, I feel like his pieces when Dave comes down, they're very thought of. Yeah. Like jotted out, like, okay, the car scene. I'm gonna put the gay guy here, I'm gonna put the trans. It was just like, how genius is that? Like, to me in my head, I could never think of it just to sit there and think of something like that. Like, to me, that's his ingenuity as a comedian. To me, as Dave is on another level. Like, he takes what people don't like about him, and then he's like, all right, well, let me use this to kind of, maybe point or poke at him and give it a little laugh, But when Chris Rock did that, like, my dad decided to be a woman, then nigga, that show gave you birth. I'm like, that wasn't really that funny to me. I just didn't think it was that funny. Like, I was just.
No, I thought, I don't know. I did not like it. I laughed a few times. There was some sweatpants joke. The sweatpants with the one, you see women in sweatpants during the day. Yeah. You're in a white neighborhood. You see men in sweatpants during the day.
Working out. Like, that was what you wanted from him, though. That's what you needed. Yeah. That's what we wanted right there. Takes,
But it seems like when you're that out of touch, he has always had writers. Famously, Wanda Sykes is one of his writers.
Yeah.
I think when you're out of touch and your writers give you shitty material, but you're out of touch, you don't know better. As you know, you're not like, oh, that's old. And I forgot. There's a few other jokes too where I was like, you got that off Twitter, bro. Like that is just, I can't even believe you're saying that right now. And he just like won. I mean, 2 years ago, the Tambourine one, he won like Emmys for it. But whatever. And really, all this was about was the Will Smith joke.
Yeah.
You know, and it was trash.
Yeah.
And I don't think you should waste your time. The only thing that I
they're
think
gonna
is
watch
remarkable.
They're gonna watch Chris Rock.
Maybe.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's still on #1 on Netflix.
I know.
So.
It's just too easy.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, you're gonna watch it.
But the only thing that is remarkable is you get to see him fuck up, which is like rare, you know, when you see something on that level.
And he gets explained how he got started too. You didn't know that. Well, Jada Pickett's like, you should get fired since Will didn't win an Oscar for
Concussion.
It's like, that movie fucking sucked, Jada.
The truth. I want the truth.
If I was there, I'd be like, yo, hold on. I'd be like, is this on? Hey, Jada.
Yeah.
That movie fucking sucked. Will Smith, bring your ass up here and try to smack him if you want, because that shit, you gonna get Concussion Part 2 up here. Because that movie sucked, bro. We don't need no damn Oscar for that.
I need the truth.
Don't even need he didn't even need to be nominated. You didn't need a nomination.
Wakanda forever. I just feel like all these African accents need to like.
Oh my gosh.
I need an African person to let me like to break down every African accent and to let me know, because I just feel like they're not good. No.
But I don't think, who's Jada Pinkett to tell someone you need to be fired because you didn't win an Oscar, or my husband didn't get this. You know, and he even made a good point. She hurt Will Smith, played him more than anybody will ever freaking do in the world. What she did, you never do.
With New Orleans singer August Alsina.
Like, you never do.
Let's
like,
go.
Bro, he's out here smiling, doing all these Nat Geo, these old stupid ass IG things Will Smith was doing at the point, all these crazy little. But it's like, you're doing all this. You know, he's like that guy. I'm trying to be. You're Will Smith, your favorite IG friendly.
He's like The Rock,
right?
You know,
but you're walking around with a woman that completely is just disrespecting you on all levels on a stupid ass Red Entanglement show that needs to be fucking taken down, or whatever the fuck that shit is. Like, you're literally coming on TV or whatever saying, "Yeah, I cheated on my husband," and you know, with my son's one of his friends and shit, you know, and had a song about it. I'd have been like, "Yo, you do." I just feel like Chris Rock was right. She did way more damage than Chris Rock could have ever said about having, you know.
To me, Will Smith is like, I mean, his brand is destroyed. Like,
I'm surprised that Michael B. Jordan is doing. You heard the talks about I'm Legend 2?
Yeah.
Are Michael B. Jordan? Well, I am, because I'm like, Michael B's on the come up.
Is he?
I be thinking that somebody in this room is selling out.
Creed 3.
I'm gonna go see Creed 3 though.
I haven't watched any of them.
I've seen the first.
I haven't seen any of them, so I'm sorry, man. As much as you're my boy, Michael B knows I'm gonna support him. I haven't watched any of the Creeds. I'm sorry. I just feel like I know what they're gonna be about.
Well,
you
Creed
know, like,
1 is good.
Okay.
Though. I mean, and it's Philly.
Yeah.
You know, I think you.
I just haven't. It just.
This one looks cool only because I like Jonathan Majors.
We've been on him. He's coming up. He's coming up.
We've been talking about him since last Black Man in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
I've been preaching this guy's talents.
Yeah.
Check him out.
Yeah.
All right, let's get off this fucking Chris Rock bullshit.
That was a good one.
Thank you. I'm feeling it today. The seasonal depression shit, I know I talk about this shit all the time. It's real, because this blue sky out here has got me feeling incredible.
Straight blue too.
Next
No
up,
clouds.
we have Mandalorian Season 3 dropped, Episode 1. New episode out today or yesterday, depending on when I drop this.
Yeah.
What did you think? I wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my favorite. Thought it was a weak start.
It was a weak start. Just because they just didn't put any thought into the storyboard of the first episode. It was just lackluster.
Don't you feel like they got a little too color happy with the armor? To me, the armor, they should have, like, I get that everybody has to kind of look different, but don't you think they should kind of keep it uniform to an extent? I feel like they're getting a little too Power Rangers-y with the colors.
I don't know. I like the fact that everybody has their individuality in Mandalorian because they have to get their parts on separate ways. Like, it's like they all collect these pieces of metal that they put on themselves that you have to take somewhere and be like, what do you want? Well, let me see. So I'd like that. Like, not everybody maybe want, because not all of them have the jets, right? So, like,
Oh, yeah, the Phoenix.
And none of them, some of them had the typical things, the blowtorch, the hooks, like, like, I don't know. I'm cool with it.
Also, like, you're doing this ceremony while there's a giant crocodile.
And you don't know that's in there? That's kind of crazy, too, to me.
And I'm like, y'all are supposed to be... I just hate when y'all, like, take this warrior race and then just kind of make them look like fools.
I agree.
I was like, y'all are making Mandalorians
I agree.
And now you can't undo it.
You can't undo that.
You know?
There's
a better way to set up a mega crocodile fight.
Why were they in the water? They knew that was there.
Yeah.
Like, if you knew that was there, it's like, hey, I'm going to go give a baptism and this lake full of alligators.
Yeah.
But,
why don't we have somebody monitor the lake?
we don't see any alligators, but we're going to go,
Yeah.
let's go here real quick, let's do this. And then an alligator comes out of nowhere, chops the baby's head, we were going down to...
And then this alligator is like literally like Godzilla size, right?
Right. And it does a death roll too. I'm like, you did a death roll like a real...
No, which was cool, but it's like, why would you grapple hook that? You weigh 200 pounds.
Exactly. I was like, what were they thinking? Like, they don't have no powers. Why were they just like, let me do this. This is a good idea.
This shit weighs like probably 40,000 pounds, and you think a grapple hook and a rocket...
And they put proximity bombs on there, and it didn't do anything. It was like, everything they did was like, didn't work.
It was just... it made them look goofy.
Yeah.
And that's not...
And I don't like the lady, honestly, either. The one that makes all the...
Well,
she kind of is just annoying to me. She's just like this.
To me, it's like, just keep her simple.
Yeah.
And they're just... And that's the thing. I don't see this going well. After
the first episode doesn't, it gives me a little... I'm hoping that when he gets to the planet Mandalorian, I hope it turns up there. Like, it just gets turned. You know what I'm saying?
But to me, now that I've been watching The Last of Us, it's hard for me to adapt to this because it shows like so bleak and more realistic on like how like a post-apocalyptic world would be. And like literally people die every episode violently, and then you go to this and it just feels like so kiddie,
right?
You know,
on a side note, we'll be right back, but supposedly this next episode of Last of Us is supposed to be in 10 if it follows the game. That's what everybody keeps saying. I'm not saying okay. Everybody that plays the game keeps saying that though. That's why on my stream I'm like,
that's because like, I mean,
I don't play the game.
The ending,
so, you know what I'm saying?
No spoilers. I promise listeners, you don't have to skip ahead. But the ending in the game is incredible. It's literally...
I haven't played the game, so I have no clue.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say. I'm worried that they'll change something. I don't want them
That's what someone kept saying. It's like, I'm hoping,
Let's just keep it like the game. And because last episode was good. I mean, the season's been great. Hasn't really had much action. But just please... keep it like the game.
That's what everybody keeps saying.
Like, don't change it, you know? Like, that's... To me, I remember, when the game ended, just being blown away. Just like, that was incredible, you know? And that's all I'll say on that.
And then you're comparing it to the Mando, where it's
it's like kiddie shit, you know? And I feel like Disney needs to step it up. Like, because, okay... Yes, kids are going to watch this, but I mean, you can reach a broader audience if you know, kind of...
What was the thing in the light speed? Like, was that supposed to be like a creature flying at light speed with them? Or was that I didn't get that.
I think that might come back around. I don't know.
Because it looked like a creature. It looked like whales or something.
It was creatures.
Yeah.
But we'd never seen that before.
Ever.
Yeah.
And he was asleep. It was just kind of like, damn. Like, you don't see him when it stops, so obviously he's traveling at light speed, you know?
Yeah, he was. But that was, Grogu could see something in the light speed. I'm sure that'll come back
and it scared him, right? Because he obviously was like, oh, shit.
He's like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I like how he has a little tunnel in the
right. He can get back down. Yeah,
but I don't know. I have a feeling it'll come back. Like probably second to last episode of the season. They'll save them or something.
Well, they left a bunch of cliffhangers, like the pirates he killed.
Yeah,
I'm sure those are going to come back.
That guy looked cool.
Yeah,
the main dude,
main guy. Yeah,
that guy looked like he kind of looked like was it Davy Jones in Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
He kind of had a similar energy. The danglies on his face. I don't know. of course we're gonna watch.
You see, he's going to have a bunch of missions on the way to Mandalorian. You know how this is going to work. He's not just going to go straight there, and then when he does get there, I'm sure he's going to have to do a few missions and stuff.
And then he's gonna probably have to restore that redheaded Mandalorian's faith
because he still has a sword. Oh, and because I didn't know he still had it. I thought he gave that away.
No.
He took the spear and melted it down, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But into, I think, Grogu shit.
Yeah. To that freaking thing. You're right.
Chainmail.
Yeah. So he still has the sword, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see. Of course, we're gonna watch it, and we know you're gonna watch it too. But
I'm just trying to figure out how they're gonna tie in ones that wear the mask and the ones that don't wear the mask, because obviously they showed both of them.
yeah, well, he's gonna have to restore their faith in the way. I think is
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's gonna most likely
'Cause he
either
has the
they
sword.
will or they won't. Either they're gonna fight him, because I was thinking she was gonna be kind of his adversary. Or he's going to get her on board and he's going to need her help and then inspire her to
wear the mask.
Yeah. So I don't know. We shall see. Just glad that shit's out.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. Woo! Next up, we have Ghost of Sugarland.
I was going to be real quick.
Okay.
It's 2019 Ghost of Sugarland. It's a 21-minute documentary short. It's 100% on Rotten Tomato. It's a 5.5 on IMDb. A group of suburban Muslims based out of Texas must reconcile with the disappearance of a close friend that thought to join ISIS and learn to live with his consequences. So this black guy, he's in Texas. The community is a bunch of Muslims. And he has a hard time of trying to find out who he is. He goes through like a golf. He goes through just trying to figure out. He's not black people in this area. It's mostly Muslims. So his best friends are 4 Muslims. So he ends up becoming a Muslim, because they're like, hey man, we're hanging around with all the time. They've known each other since they were kids or whatever. So he ends up becoming Muslim, and this black guy becomes a Muslim, but he ends up going overboard. Into the culture.
Huh.
Yeah. So his real name is Warren Christopher Clark.
Yeah.
And he's now facing federal indictments for attempting to provide material to terrorist groups because he went to actually go live over there.
Yeah.
So it's like a 21-minute. I'm not going to give too much over there, but it's it's really good. Whoa, this dude went from not knowing who he is to his best, your friends, you are surrounded by Muslims.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, man, you know what? I'm gonna mess with you guys because you know what?
He got radicalized.
And he was just like, oh, why are you guys not being real Muslims? He was like, real Muslims, so he went in these are which he was right.
Yeah,
and
Ramadan.
even his friends were saying that, we're born over there.
Yeah.
We're
casual.
We're new, we're Muslims. We're born, in America. We still do our prayers, but we're not
strict.
Over there, we're strict. So he's like, the black guy's like, no, we need to.
I'm about that life.
Exactly. So he moved over there.
Yeah. Wow.
And, so throughout this whole doc series, they're all wearing masks.
Yeah.
Because they can't show their faces.
Yeah. Oh,
his friends, because they're all
they
the backlash
from
what his friend did.
Yeah.
Because it was a peaceful Muslim community. And, they couldn't tell. Some of them think that he was an undercover FBI agent because he just disappeared. Huh. So there's little things that he might be an undercover FBI agent that was in that community to figure out.
Now, I remember, this is 2019. I'm pretty sure this was Oscar nominated. Mm-hmm. I remember hearing about it. Mm-hmm. It's like a probably short documentary.
It's 21 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, but it was Oscar nominated, I'm pretty sure.
It's because it's so good. This dude literally is picked up and left and went, went over there, joined them, lived there.
Yeah.
And then came back. And got caught, they caught him.
Yeah.
Now he's facing charges of sedition. What they say in the old time. I think that's still what they call it.
Yeah.
In the federal court, you can't do that. Edward Snowden hasn't came back from this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't do that. Regardless of you think you're protecting American rights or whatever. If Big Brother doesn't want you talking that shit, you ain't gonna talk that shit.
Goddamn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a good doc. And so it's Ghost of Sugarland. It's on Netflix. It's got high ratings. 21
really
minutes.
good.
I'm gonna give it a 3-swiper just because it would be power if it was longer.
Yeah.
But they caught this guy so quick.
Yeah.
And they even have things that he would type talking like him, like, hey, I can't believe my Muslim brothers are over here in America's wake up. They're treating our women so wrong, like blah, blah, blah. It's just like, how can a dude get so radicalized so quick? It was just like that, and it wasn't like 2003, 2005. This is like 2017, 18, where it's like, and even his friends were like, the things that he was saying on the internet, he was like, if we were, we're for Muslims, like if we were to type anything like that, like
you'd be on a list.
He was like, we would be on a list. He was like, this dude, black guy, was literally typing all types of like pro ISIS Islamic stuff. Yeah. And that's what they made him think that he was undercover FBI, because they were like, any typical person, they would have came in and been like, yo, at your door, hey, on the threat list, right? On some type of CIA or FBI watch list. So they were just amazed that no one came in and was like, took him, right? And that's why they're like, well, is he an FBI ever cover? Yeah. Was he just in this community to, try to figure out? But I mean, he's locked up in prison in Texas right now.
Damn. Good, I guess. It sounds like it.
Is he?
They don't
but
talk
is he
to
really?
him at all?
Well, because they can't.
Yeah.
That's why they're like, is he really locked up, or was he an FBI? Because he didn't have no association. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like, I don't want to go into like how he's raised, but it's like, it was like the perfect situation for someone to be a mole. Like if you were to just stick someone in somewhere and you were like, he has no identity, no like association. So you're just like, damn, this dude just, and then he left out of nowhere, right? And then you're like, who does that? That's some like FBI, CIA shit, right? Like,
or
he was radicalized. Yeah.
Okay. Goes to Sugarland. All right, we got to keep this baby rolling. That definitely sounds like a checker outing. Yeah. Oh, real quick, Seth, we got it. Real quick. Yeah, but Seth watches what Dana watches. I've been watching Southside. Very good show.
Thank you, bro. Fuck yeah. Tell me that shit is not funny as... Yo, it's like...
I don't know how it went under the radar.
It's under the radar.
That Southside.
I'm so glad you watched. I'm like, yo, is he ever gonna click it? Because that shit is. Did I tell you the black guy's
the cop? Yes. What did she call him? Like
oh
something
gosh,
like fat Idris Elba.
It's just, it's.
No, that show is great.
3 seasons, and I'm on like the second. I'm blazing through it.
Yeah.
Because it's like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and not even that long.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, listeners.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like the like the friends that have work at the rent-to-own shop is literally like, it's just.
The boss. His homie,
genius.
The white boy.
It's literally bringing me feelings of Arrested Development, Parks and Recs, but just in
Chappelle Show.
Yeah, just in Southside Chicago.
Yeah. Oh, the writing is incredible. I don't know how this show didn't blow up. It is so funny, and they're like, it's odd because I don't know any of these.
I don't
people.
know any of them except for the cop guy, because he was in Devotion, or Maverick.
Yeah,
he was in Maverick, and he was in Devotion. So the black guy's kind of like the one that I know.
But he's got comedy chops like a motherfucker. Oh like when he gets locked on the roof and he
starts singing.
Like, what the fuck? Like, he had to improv.
He said, just shoot where you're at. And I'll come He said, I can't do that. I'm going to have to count for every shot.
Yeah. She's like, this guy gets stuck on her. She's like, just shoot where you're at. And she hears shots.
And she's just so she can steal the win.
Yeah. And he's like, I didn't shoot yet.
Oh, my God.
Show's great.
Oh, okay. So good. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad you're watching it.
No, this show is really
so funny.
Also, that's all the way he throws the kid.
Yo, when he throws the gay goes. He says, sir. He's like, I know which one I would choose.
No, that shit was funny. Okay, next up, this is a dark comedy on Amazon Prime, or it's listed as one. It's more of a satire. The Consultant, it's starring Christopher Waltz, which is, double Oscar-winning Quentin Tarantino actor. Brittany O'Grady, she was in White Lotus season 1. And Nat Wolff, he's in some shit, but he's a Nickelodeon kid.
Lita. He's Battle Lita.
He's like got a kitty boy face.
He's been in a bunch of other movies.
He's okay. He kind of has a punchable face to me. But
that's where I know him from.
What?
Inglourious Bastards.
Who? Christopher Waltz?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And The Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
When he's Django. When he's the fucking he's his homeboy that helps Django, doctor
he's
or something.
A dentist.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christopher Waltz.
This dude's good. Yeah, I like him. Yeah,
he is, but He's not really good outside of Tarantino movies, it seems. This show is not very good.
Nat Wolf,
Yeah, that's the kid. He's from Nickelodeon.
and he's from The Stand. Remember I told you?
Oh, he was
on
in The
Paramount?
Stand?
He was a
Okay.
main character in The Stand with Alex Skarsgård. Alex Skarsgård's the devil. He
Yeah.
plays his right-hand man.
Huh.
That's why I need you to watch The Stand on
Interesting.
Paramount.
They got a loaded cast.
You need to watch it.
So the consultant, it's like 30-minute episodes. It's about these people who work for a gaming company, and the CEO of it and the creator, like the kind of the genius behind all the games, is murdered. And then this guy, Christopher Waltz, just kind of comes in as the consultant. He just kind of takes over the CEO chair, and he's really extreme. It almost feels like Training Day at times. It's like ridiculous, the tone of it. It's really goofy. I don't really. It's because it's 30 minutes. I'm watching it. And I'm gonna finish it because I kind of just want to know where this goes. I don't see it going over one season. I probably see it actually getting canceled.
Should I watch it? It's dark comedy.
You
it
might
says.
like it.
It's got good ratings.
Does it?
Yeah, for IMDb for a 6.6, that's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
like kind of like above average there.
Yeah.
And 76 on Rotten, which is another. It's like that. Those
Wow, that's
kinda,
surprising.
Yeah.
That's surprising to me. I don't really like this show very much. I haven't finished it. It's in the too swipey region, maybe a power 1. It's really condensed. The set is, you're mainly in the office, cool looking office. You're mainly there most of the time, but it's really just goofy, tonally. And as like a satire, I don't find myself even being like, huh, or even like laughing in any way. It just feels like a shitty script.
Okay.
It just doesn't feel like a good script. Christopher Waltz, like, I kind of feel bad for him in this because I think he's such a great actor, and you see him doing certain things. At one point, he's like getting a blowjob from somebody, and it's just like, and it's like from security. It's just like horrible. Like, I'm just like, I feel bad for him as an actor. I'm like, damn, like, it's come to this, buddy. You know?
Yeah.
So
It doesn't say. It doesn't have a status for it having another season yet. But the Peripheral
it just dropped though.
is going to have a season 2. I just looked up. They
Okay.
confirmed it. Because when you search The Consultant, most people watch the Peripheral. Because I
Yeah,
think it's
that's
on,
why
like,
I think you might like this, and it's only 30 minutes, which is up your alley.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime, check it out. I just think Amazon Prime
It just hasn't yet decided to or cancel or renew.
Well, it's
it
like,
yet.
dude, they did Paper Girls, which is a great comic book, great graphic novel, and just completely dropped the ball, fumbled the bag. It's just horrible. And same thing, it just seems like they don't put that much care into it. Whereas then you have like Apple, where it's like, I think Shrinking is one of the best shows out right now. Like, I'm loving that show.
You liking it?
I love it. Love it. Did you watch it yet?
Not yet.
I think you should watch it. I think you would like it a lot.
Does he give me Sarah Marshall vibes in this? Because that's why I love him.
No, yeah.
He's funny. I love him because that's why I fell in love with that dude because of that. He's just hilarious.
So wait, so that's the consultant. Let me just switch over to Shrinking real quick. There's an actress in it. She's one of the female leads. And let me find her name. Her name's Jessica Williams. She's a star. 100%. She's a star. There's going to be many more seasons of this show.
It says
Shrinking.
it already has 2 seasons. We're working on the second season.
Oh, 100%. Apparently she was in Fantastic Beasts. Apparently she was on The Daily Show. She was in a show called Two Dope Queens.
Yeah,
and
she has the incredible Jessica James on Netflix.
Yeah,
right
like
now, which I've seen pieces. I started watching it, but then I stopped it.
yeah, she's awesome. She's funny. She's got chops. And then Harrison Ford does a great job in it. This is Shrinking. I highly
Jason
recommend.
Segel,
This is
though.
something you want to watch with like, a girlfriend or like, it's cute. You could probably watch it with your parents, like this is a cute show. That show I can't recommend more. Consultant, give it a shot, but it's not great. I'll rate it next week when I finish it. Next up, we have Neon Lights.
Yeah, it's a quick one. It came out. Does it have it on here? I think it doesn't have. Came out in 2019. It's begins with a weird guy who owns like a tech company. He comes from like an adopted family, and his estranged father does something crazy, which makes him go somewhat crazy, and he has to. It's like Fight Club mixed with Memento.
Okay.
Okay, it doesn't have good ratings, so it's one of those things that there's nowhere. Only person that you'll know from this is what's his name? Kim Coates. He was in like
Oh, it's got bad ratings.
yeah, it does. He was in what's his name? What's the motorcycle movie? I just can't get off my
Biker
yeah.
Boys?
No. The motorcycle movie with man, Sons of Anarchy. Golly, I can't
That's a
count you for
TV
nothing.
show.
You know what I meant? That's where I first saw that dude is from that show, Sons of Anarchy. He's the only noteworthy guy in this.
Yeah.
He's not even in it that much, but the concept of it's pretty good because he's inside of his own head. So he has these rooms that are all different colors and lights, and they represent like each one of his like siblings in his head, and he has to go through this kind of battle within himself. So it's a psychological too, so you don't know if it's like now present in his head, kind of fuck you up type of thing. I think it's better than what the ratings are calling for.
Okay.
Honestly, I honestly think this is a regular 3 swiper.
Oh, man, you've been giving out 3's high praise.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something you're going to be like, I had to search for this. It's just like I was going through Netflix, just like, blah, 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 blah. It's 4.6 on IMDb, 2.5 at Voices of the Battle. I don't know.
I think his wife is in it too, Brenna Coates.
Okay.
I think that's his
I just
wife.
think, it's like I said, take it for what it is. He goes on a retreat, and you think that it's happening in real time, but it's not. It's a lot going on.
Things
it's in
aren't
depth.
what they seem.
Like I said, it has a little bit of Fight Club and Memento in there. So if you like those two movies, you'll want to check this out. And like I said, we're not going to always agree. Most of the times we agree with these ratings, but this one we're not going to agree on. I think it's a good movie. I think it's a good movie. It's a 3. It's a night watch with the fam, with the girl, with whatever.
Yeah.
Dark. It's yeah, I like it.
Yeah, the co-star does not really have any good.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Clay.
Yeah, like that's the guy who's the tech tycoon, and he's like about to lose his company, and he's seeing a psychologist because he's having a breakdown.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, it's not what you think it is. So it's weird because a 4.6 out of 10, but then the stars. It's in the middle, man. It's in the middle. I suggest watch this out. You're not going to lose anything. It's only like an hour and like 30 minutes. You're not going to be mad that you watch this, if anything.
Well, House Party's about that long too, so.
Yeah, no, well, this is better than House Party.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, I know so.
Okay. All right.
I know so.
All righty.
I think that's it.
That's it for the week.
And we did pretty good on that.
Of course.
And that's the show. See you next time.